All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rockets Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Rockets content, so be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button if you enjoy it. Now, today's Thursday, February 23rd, which means basketball is officially back. And we have a tweet here from Cody Davis underscore 24. And here's the tweet. If Kevin Porter Jr. is still dealing with pain in his left foot, the Rockets could benefit from shutting down their point guard for the remainder of the season. And I want to ask you guys this question. Now, the good news is this. The Kevin Porter Jr. injury updates, we had a report come out about 18 hours ago, and it was saying that he's going to miss Friday's matchup against Golden State, which is tomorrow, and he actually reportedly has a quote-unquote small chance to play Sunday in Portland, Jonathan Fain of the Houston Chronicles reports. Now, this is great news because I believe this tweet is a couple days old. No, this tweet is from yesterday afternoon. I'm not quite sure if that report probably wasn't out quite yet. I want to see Kevin finish off the season. And, I understand that the kind of logic in this wasn't even necessarily trade value. The logic behind this tweet and behind this article on Sports Illustrated was because of Ty Washington Jr. Now, if we don't see Ty Washington Jr. have a more prevalent role here in the last half of the season, myself, along with I'm sure every single person watching this video, is going to be extremely upset. Like, we're all just seriously going to be so upset. But Kevin is having a phenomenal year, and, he gives the Rockets a better chance to win basketball games, which, to be honest, in this final stretch of 20 or so games actually isn't that great. But pretty much right before he got injured, he was doing a great job. He had a great month of December, putting up 20 points, 5 rebounds, about 5.5 assists, getting 1.4 steals per game. He didn't shoot the ball too great, especially from downtown, and he comes back and plays 5 games for January. We haven't seen him since January 11th, but he shot 37.5% from downtown, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. It's the fan in me that wants to see Kevin play. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, just kind of an open discussion before we do. If you guys like Daily Rockets content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for it. All my socials are down below. This is my Twitter. The link's down there if you guys want to check it out. And now is when things start to get kind of fun here. The Houston Rockets were in a very similar position this time last year where we just hadn't won many basketball games, and we're in the midst of a losing kind of era, or a losing, not streak. We were in a losing streak, but we lost 19 of 20 games around this time last season. And we come out in the second half and we were competitive in pretty much every single basketball game to finish off the season for the most part, except for like the last 4 minutes, we would kind of begin to falter. And, the offense defense combination of it, we just weren't able to get the job done, which was perfect because we ended up with the worst record and we end up getting a top draft pick where we're able to acquire Jabari Smith Jr. Now that Eric Gordon is gone, I believe it's like 80% of our roster is extremely young, like under the age of 24, 23, something like that, which is crazy. I want to see this half of the season has not been fun for the Rockets players, the Rockets coaches, and us Rocket fans. And, even just looking statistical last year, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't good, actually, even at all, statistically or analytically. But as I'm mentioning, in the second half of the season, things started to click, specifically for Jalen Green, where he starts putting up like 9 more points. Everybody was just doing better. Things were clicking, like I'm saying, and I'm hoping, but it wasn't equating to wins. It was sometimes equating to wins, but not enough to screw us over. And I'm hoping for the same thing happening in the second half of the season. And as far as Kevin Porter Jr. is concerned, I have huge doubts for his long-term future in Houston. I think most people are coming around to the idea of, what? It's hard to dissect it because it's like, all right, Steven Silas doesn't really help us run an efficient offense. Kevin Porter Jr. is a great playmaker. He's a great scorer, but does he make your team better? He's not a true point guard. So would Houston be better off having a true point guard. Kevin on the season is having career highs across the board: 19.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.3 steals. He's shooting 44% from the field. He's shooting 35% from downtown. He got his free throw percentage all the way back up to about 77%. And keep in mind, Kevin is just 22 years old. He'll be 23 in a couple of months. And the way Houston set up his contract was that everybody kind of wins, and they can make a decision in this offseason where basically hopefully everybody wins, because with Kevin having a career year, other teams 100% will be interested in him, in taking a flyer in him. He's really matured as a person and as a player. But for example, and we'll probably go live with this sometime tomorrow before the game, apparently, according to Kelly Iko, that there's a 70% chance James Harden returns to the Houston Rockets. And regardless of if you like or dislike that move, it's going to screw over the Rockets at guard positions. Like, you can't really have, and I'd be interested. I don't think, especially after this season of Kevin's having, but just imagine a hypothetical world, just a quick hypothetical. Imagine James Harden comes to the Rockets next year, and maybe they get the number one pick and they get Victor Wembanyama or whatever. Just even forgetting about next year's draft class, actually, let's go. We have James Harden, who you would start regardless. You have Jalen Green, and then it would be nice to have Kevin come off of the bench and still play around 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes a night. At that 3 spot, when it's either the 3 spot, or if he's coming off the bench, and then maybe if they're closing the games out, like I said, depends on the draft, but maybe he'd close a game out at the 3 for us. That's not a good defensive trio of 1 to 3 in, and we're very small, but they definitely could score and they definitely could shoot. So just for theory, just for a hypothetical, I don't think with the season Kevin's having, and just Kevin in general, I don't think he would be all that open to accepting a bench role. And you got to keep in mind as well, if they draft Scoot Henderson, are we really about to put Scoot on the bench? What's going to happen? So that's kind of my logic. My reasoning is, I'm going to enjoy everything Kevin has, every game Kevin plays, because when we acquired him, it was a really big freaking deal because we just lost James Harden. We're thinking this could be the next Harden. And I don't know, man. Anything can happen in the last half of the season. You never know it's going to go down. You just never do. Maybe Houston gets Victor Wembanyama. Maybe they get Brandon Miller and they bring back Kevin, and, Ty is our 6th man. Who knows what's going to happen? I really don't know. But this is just a quick little injury report. The good news is, he's going to come back at some point in the season. And I know not everybody's going to be like all that necessarily thrilled with it because of Ty, like I said, but I don't know, man. Kevin, I think we're all rooting for him as a player. And the big question mark is it going to be within the Houston Rockets organization? So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoy basketball. Back tonight. Like I said, tomorrow we'll probably go live for a Let's Talk Rockets that I'm bringing back. And yeah, that's it, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. All my socials are down below. And drop some